What's going on?
Good. What are we talking on today?
This is going to be the 2023 NBA All-Star Weekend that took place in Salt Lake City last weekend.
Oh, your recap.
Yeah, the
Okay,
recap
okay.
of last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
It was a bit underwhelming.
Mm.
I look forward to this every single year,
Mm-hmm.
and there's years that I'm just disappointed.
Mm-hmm.
This would be one of them for the most part. This would be one of them. Let's get right into it.
Okay.
First event I want to talk about was the Rising Stars Challenge. This event I was pretty happy with.
Okay.
This is the first year players and the second year players. So you got the rookies against the second year players. It's a mismatch.
Mm-hmm.
Some first year players, some second year players on each team.
Mm-hmm.
The highlight of this event was Jose Alvarado of the New Orleans Pelicans.
Mm-hmm.
Undrafted guard out of Georgia Tech, who actually won the MVP in this game. First undrafted player to ever win the MVP in the Rising Stars Challenge.
Nice.
He was phenomenal. Played very well, hit the winning 3-point shot. They had him mic'd up, has a lot of personality.
Mm-hmm.
Very good young player coming off the bench.
Nice.
I like him a lot. I look forward to good things from him. He's one of the best players already in the NBA when it comes to steals. They call him Grand Theft Alvarado. That's his nickname. But honorable mention to my New York Knicks, Quentin Grimes, who's also in the game, who played extremely well. And he would have won the MVP if his team won. They came up a little bit short, but I got to give props to my man, Quentin Grimes, who showed up and showed out, too, in that game.
Nice.
So props to him as well. So that was a pretty good event. I enjoyed that. Next up, not so much the skills challenge. On Saturday, it's basically a confusing obstacle course. Running, shooting, passing. But I think the NBA should scrap this event. It's every year, nobody says they look forward to the skills challenge. I never heard anybody say that, not one time. All-Star Weekend, nobody says, oh, I want to see the skills challenge. I never heard it. Even the players seem confused as to really how to navigate that obstacle course.
Yeah.
They got this spinning windmill thing that they got to shoot over. It's just weird to me. It's not a competition that I'm really into. But I think it's something that they should eventually scrap because I think it's unnecessary.
And they were having technical difficulties with it too, right?
Yeah, one of the things that they pass into this circular thing that moves up and down. One of them stopped working. It's like it's mad janky. It's
Come
like,
on, NBA.
Come on, like it's just like come on, man. They used to have the old timers game where they started calling it the Legends game, where a lot of older players, the retired players, would come back and play a pickup game. That was pretty decent, but some of these older guys started getting hurt, so they scrapped that.
And it was replaced with
the skills challenge, but
sounds like the skills challenge needs to be replaced.
the skills challenge needs to be replaced with something else, or they just need to just not have it, one or the other. But it's not. I don't know. I get the idea what they were trying to do, but it just doesn't translate very well. And I don't really think the players are that interested in it.
It's not giving what it needs.
So
to
yeah, it's not exciting. It's not an exciting event. It's the first event on Saturday evening, and it's just, I don't know. To me, it's like it's filler, and it doesn't bring anything special to the All-Star Game weekend.
Okay.
Next up, 3-point contest. This is an event that I actually like a lot. And no surprise, my pick won, Damian Lillard, who, to me, is the best shooter in the NBA, not named Steph Curry.
Okay.
Not named Steph Curry. Steph Curry is the best shooter to me of all time.
Interesting way of putting that.
Damian Lillard is right there, though. He's right there. And it was weird that a lot of people weren't really picking him to win the contest. You know, I heard Kevin Huerter's name a lot. I've heard Buddy Hield. I heard Tyler Hero, which all of those guys are great shooters, but Dame Dollar's different.
Right.
You know, that like, don't know. To me, he doesn't get quite enough respect for his shooting as he really should. You know, a lot of people say Steph, and yeah, Steph deserves that title. But Dame is right up there with him. He's not far away. If he is far away, he's not very far away. So it was good to see him win. So I wasn't surprised that he won at all. Shout out also to Julius Randle, who participated in three-point shooting contest. He wasn't supposed to. He replaced Anthony Simons, who was injured. So Julius Randle was a last-minute replacement for the three-point shootout. And he didn't do that well, but I'm glad that he participated. Because a lot of people duck out of these contests. They don't do them. The fact that he was there because he was an all-star. Shout out to him for being an all-star as well. But last-minute replacement, he didn't have to do it, but he did it. And happy for him that he actually decided to participate. Next, the slam dunk contest. I generally get excited about this contest. Many years have disappointed me, but this young guy from the G League, Mac McClung, he showed up and showed out.
He was the talk of the weekend.
Yeah, he saved the dunk contest this season. Because if it wasn't for him, the dunk contest would have been a womp. Would have been terrible if he didn't perform in this contest. And it's a G League dude, 6'2" guard, out of Virginia. He showed up. He had 4 dunks. 3 of them were 50s.
Nice.
3 of them were perfect dunks, and the other one could have been a 52. It was that close. I want him to get a shot in the NBA, a real shot in the NBA, because not only can he dunk, but the guy can shoot. He can really shoot. I was watching him in the Rising Stars game, and he can shoot. He's got some skills.
Nice.
So I hope he gets his shot. He's now with the Philadelphia 76ers on a 2-way contract. Hopefully he gets a chance to really stick with them. But he was impressive. He had some great dunks.
Indeed.
Kenyon Martin Jr., my man Jericho Sims from the Knicks, Trey Murphy III, they were underwhelming with their dunks. It just wasn't. I mean, Trey Murphy was decent, but Jericho Sims, my man from the Knicks, man, I don't know what was happening. He did like 2 dunks that were pretty much the same, sticking his elbows in the rim. I'm like, Then he had this card in the net, and he ripped the card. It's supposed to reveal that his dunk was a 50. It was not a 50, and the card ripped. It just wasn't his night. And I love my man Jericho Sims, good young player on the team, but these dunk contests, you gotta have pizzazz.
Yeah.
You gotta have personality, and if you're a real laid-back person like Jericho Sims, it's just not going to translate very well. You gotta have a character. And it's like, not to say he doesn't have character, but he's just very laid back, and it's hard to, excite people if you're that laid back. It's not his fault. That's just his nature.
Right.
But and that's not just him. That's a lot of the people that enter the dunk contest. I want to go back to the days where stars actually entered their name into the contest. When Jordan was in it, Dominique Wilkins, who happens to be my favorite dunker, was in it. Clyde Drexler, guys like that, Sean Kemp. Kobe Bryant was in it before. Guys like that. I always wanted LeBron to be in it. LeBron never would enter. Zion, I like a guy like Zion to enter. A guy like Ja Morant, who to me is the most exciting player in the NBA and one of the better dunkers in the NBA in game. I like Ja Morant to do it, but Ja Morant says he's not going to do it. So it's just, I don't know, maybe there's got to be more incentives for these guys to do it, or maybe you let the G League guys do it. G League is technically part of the NBA. Let those guys come up. Maybe you got a better pool of dunkers with those guys in the G League. So maybe let them come up. They let Mac McClung do it. let all these guys in the G League, try their hand at it if they want to try their hand at it.
It might be a little more exciting.
It might be more
come
exciting,
with more hunger.
right? Or sponsor these street dunkers. There's a lot of street dunkers around the country.
That would be interesting.
That would be nice to see. Some of them are much better dunkers than the NBA dunkers.
If you do say so yourself.
I have to say it because it's not the same anymore. It's not the same. Every now and then you get good guys like Zach LaVine more recently, or Aaron Gordon. Those guys were great, but it's just not every year.
Right.
Most people look forward to the slam dunk contest. They want to see a good one every year. So hopefully they'll do something to try to change it, encourage better dunkers to actually enter the contest. Excuse me. Moving on to the All-Star game. Team Giannis, 184 points.
Whew.
Team LeBron, 174 points.
There's some high scores there.
Dare I say there was absolutely no defense played in this game.
That's what it sounds like.
Absolutely no defense played. That's how you get all those points. Can you put a hand up?
It's a little something,
Can you push somebody a little bit? Like, nobody's condoning hard fouls, but like, come on, offer some type of resistance. It was just, I don't know. You got guys taking 3-pointers from midcourt. I'm like, really? If you're Dame Dollar, or if Steph Curry was healthy and he was playing, yeah, those guys could take half-court shots because they can make half-court shots. You got dudes taking half-court shots, three-quarter shots. I'm like, no. Stop. Like, come on. If you don't shoot that regularly, just don't do it. I understand it's an all-star game. It's entertainment. But I'm a basketball purist. I want to see a little bit of defense, some type of defense. Don't just let guys go to the rim and it's just Olay. Like, no. I personally don't enjoy that. Then you got Team Giannis, like I said, and Team LeBron. Giannis played one play in the game and he took himself out. I understand he has an injury, so I get it. But it's like, these guys are the captains of the team. LeBron, he took himself out of the game because he hurt his hand on either, I think, blocking a shot or dunking a shot. So, yeah, it kind of was underwhelming just because the lack of defense is just, over the years, it's just gotten worse in terms of them just not playing defense.
Right.
You see more defense in an NBA practice. It's like, I want to see some type of defense. Maybe not in the first quarter, but as the game goes along, I want to see some defense. I don't want anybody out there getting hurt, but I want to see some type of defense.
Right.
Props to the MVP, Jason Tatum, though, who put up 55 points in that game. That was an all-star game record. Another thing of note about the underwhelming NBA All-Star weekend.
You just couldn't catch a break here.
It was just, well, like I said, the 3-point contest I enjoyed. I enjoyed the Rising Stars Challenge as well. The rest of it, and I enjoyed Matt McClung in the slam dunk contest. I just enjoyed him in the slam dunk contest.
Right.
Didn't enjoy the whole contest. And the All-Star game, like I said, was underwhelming. Also, there were a lot of audio issues throughout the whole weekend. There were some video issues as well, but I'm not going to harp on the video issues. But I will harp on the audio issues. I mean, come on, Salt Lake City. I don't know, and I don't know if it was a Utah thing. I don't know if it was their audio team. I don't know what it was. But players were mic'd up. They couldn't hear the analysts trying to talk to them a lot of times. The sound quality was terrible. There was another point where the players were being introduced for the All-Star game or picked for the All-Star game. They did a pick before the game of the players that were actually in the game. I heard Shaq and Chuck in the background talking while they were doing the announcement. Ernie was on stage doing the announcement. I hear Shaq, Chuck, and Kenny talking in the back. I'm like, what is going on?
And to be fair, we don't know if it was a Salt Lake City issue, if it was a TNT issue, if it was an NBA issue. Like, who knows?
No, we don't know.
was
We don't know.
controlling the audio
We're
for
not
this event.
we're not there to see what's going on
But
in the back
whoever
end. But
was in
it's
charge of the audio.
yeah, but yes, it's they left something to be desired in terms of that the sound quality. It was noticeable. I'm only mentioning it because it was very noticeable. I don't know who's to blame for that. I'm not pointing any fingers at any one person
Entity.
or entity but something was clearly wrong. Also, this was the least watched All-Star game in basketball history.
Wow.
Least watched. Down 27% from last year. So I say that because of all the tweaks that I'm mentioning things that should change. Because clearly viewership is down.
Right.
So hopefully, the NBA will make some tweaks to the event next year, or maybe not as early as next year, but within the next few years, make some adjustments. I still enjoy the weekend overall, but there definitely needs to be some tweaks. So that's my take.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks for coming with your recap. Let's chop it up in the comments below. Let us know what your thoughts were. Did you even watch any of the events last weekend? If you did, let us know what your thoughts were. Do you agree with Sporty Shorty that some things need to be tweaked? Or, let's sound it out below. And on that note, have a great weekend, everyone. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And we'll see you next time.
Yes, indeed. Peace.
Peace.